I know you've spent a lot of time with Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Really curious what the big takeaway from spending time with Bret is for you.
Well, it's been a huge honor of my life to get the sort of endorsement of Bret, right? Like I heard him in an interview recently discussing his son's promotion in Calgary, dungeon wrestling, and saying like, oh, we've got Nick Aldis, like one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I was just like, oh.
You're like, Bret Hart saying that?
Yeah. Because Bret's like, he's my guy, he's the one. And just getting to talk shop with him, right? And like hear his take on things and hear him discuss things in more detail, and also getting to hear him say things that he wouldn't say on camera, wouldn't say. And look, let's face it, there's not a lot he wouldn't say, but there's still going to be stuff that he's not going to say to anybody except like somebody he trusts in the a peer, right? Like, and just listening to his philosophy on things and listening to him break down stuff. And, I love going to Calgary to work with them because it's like I'm getting to go, it'd be like I'm getting to go play football with Pele, or I'm going to go hit with, Babe Ruth. I don't know,
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Give me a name, but
yeah.
And he's going, hey, Nick, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
Like, I got an idea for your match. Like, he's been thinking about it. Like, he's literally going, like, I've got an idea for your match.
Wow.
Like, and I'm going, like, that's amazing. That's
you
incredible.
think about me when I'm not here?
Yeah, like,
wow.
I had this really great idea already. Or, like, he said, oh, I've got this idea for a finish that, so-and-so and so-and-so did in 1988 or something. And it's like, I think you could do it. I think you could pull it off, and all that sort of thing. It's like, that's a huge compliment to get that from a guy like him.
So if Bret's your guy, what's your Bret match?
My personal favorite is Bret and Perfect from King of the Ring, which is, I mean, look, there's so many Bret matches.
Of course.
But
Bret versus anybody.
Reason, Bret and Perfect from King of the Ring 93. For whatever reason, that's the match that I watch more than any other Bret match. I think it's because it's like a perfect storm of like, I think that's the sort of match you can show to someone who's not a wrestling fan, right? And be like, watch this and tell me you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it's rugged, it's believable, it's athletic, it tells a great story. It's like competitive. There's this sort of one-upsmanship, like I'll do this to you and then you do this to me, and it's like you don't have to be familiar with, there's no angle really going into it because it's part of a tournament. There's no real sort of the emotion is built during it, and that's what Kurt Hennig was such a master of his craft. Like he could start like on the straight and narrow and then like little, do a little thing. Like there's a bit where early on where he holds onto the ropes to like break, to get a rope break, and then just like throws a little, like doesn't actually connect, but it's just enough to like make everybody know like, oh, this guy's kind of a jerk. He's not full on going like, oh, shut up, not going like full on obnoxious pro wrestler yet. He's like just doing little things. And then, it's like he lets Bret through the ropes and then gets him with a cheap shot and carries, but he doesn't hit one cheap shot and then like walk and talk. Like, he gets right down, so then you're going like, oh my God, like he's sneaky, but he's good, which is kind of how you want to feel about a heel. Is you want him to be like, God, he is good, but I want the other guy to beat, I want the other guy to win, right? Like, and the way that match builds, right? Builds and builds and builds. It stays so competitive all the way through. And then the finish he comes in and it's like, again, Kurt being the one who's leaning a little bit. He's like, he's pretending to be hurt. He's milking injury so he can like, snatches a quick inside cradle, 1, 2, and then Bret flips it, 1, 2, 3. So it's like, in the space of like 5 seconds, you're taking on this, oh no, yes, like it's...
Dude, this is like a masterclass right now, because I think there's a lot of people that go, you're already a wrestler, you don't need to watch wrestling anymore because you are doing wrestling all the time. For you to talk about the minute details of this match that happened 30 years ago...
Well, that can only happen with truly great matches, though. It's like you can watch that match and every time you'll see something else that you didn't see before.
But that's incredible. And the fact that you just broke down all these tiny little things that none of us would have ever seen is amazing.
Well, maybe.
Stop being so humble. That's incredible.
Yeah, I love that match.